So yeah, I decided to share with you what books I have been reading in the last year or so. Some of them I'm still reading, and some of them are volumes. And this is the pile. I was trying to find one of the books. I had to re-record, so I couldn't find them. See, that's the pile. I have a lot of books, and some of them are lost because I don't know where they are. But so yeah, Um, I live in Holland, and it's very hard to find English translations of books like the real original. You often find a Dutch translation, and it's not really good because it does not cut out for an English book. English book has to be translated or has to be read in English, and that always bothers me. But I started to warm up. There's one book in between of the whole pile that is in Dutch. It's a Dutch translation of an English book. Um, it, it's worth criticizing, and that's why it's in a pile. So I start with this one. This is Forever Free from John Haldeman. It's a sci-fi book. They live on this planet. Science fiction. It was pretty interesting until the end, and then I was like, and I was pissed. It ended so stupidly, I feel. But it was an interesting story up until the last, because it's about this generation that doesn't age anymore, and they've been living in a way for a very long time, and they start getting bored, and so they decide that to improve their advance their society they had to leave, and so they do, and it fails miserably. They had to come back and accept where they are and what they're doing, something like that. um exactly, yeah, they returned back home 25 years later due to being in suspended animation. But so yeah, they have to restart their lives, and apparently they like it. I was like, why? They have this one, A Promise to Navia by Zana Musan. It's about a girl who got kidnapped. Her father took her to Yemen. She's British, and married her off, and she's stuck there. And her sister's writing about the saga and about trying to get her back, so it would get money for them to bring her back to Britain. It still is unresolved. That was really emotional. Yes, because it was real, touched me, and it happens in Holland as well. There are many Turkish and Moroccan and Arabic people here that do that to their children. And it happens in Britain too. So yeah. Then you have this book, The Raw Shark Texts. It was very interesting. It's by Stephen Hall. I really liked it. It's a mix between The Matrix and the Da Vinci Code, in the sense that it's an epic kind of outer world out there. In this world, the thought world is actually very real. So thoughts can become materialized. Actually, thoughts transcend material world. So there's this thought shark that feeds on people's memories and people's existence, and he attacks a guy who's trying to get his girlfriend back. Because there's a lot of like science behind thought and writing that says how you can save someone and bring them back to life. It's really interesting because it's all like really out there. I've never read a book like this. It was really cool, and it was very cool also because the girl that's supposed to take him to his next quest giver, she's really hot, and she's like, she comes in like Trinity. It makes me think of Trinity. She had like the kind of look. She had like a combat outfit with boots and a motorcycle, and she was like really rough and tough. And why should I trust you? And actually, she was not really to be trusted, but she still got with him for a time. And then you've got this book that I really loved, Fat by Rob Grant. Very, very funny book, I must say. I mean, as a weighty person myself, I did not feel insulted, not once, by the fat jokes and the fat references, because it's written in the eyes of people with fat weight issues and emotional issues. And it's really very funny, um, especially because it attacks all the known weight loss ideals. And as the tagline says, cholesterol free, fully skimmed, and now with added omega 3s. It was very funny. I would recommend this book because you know, just it's just funny. Yeah. And then you've got Patrick Rothfuss, The Name of the Wind is a really cool book. It's a fantasy book with an epic adventure. It's very fat. I'm only at page 82. Main character is Claude, and he used to be this really badass wizard in his day, but he's now in hiding because, well, he doesn't want to live like that anymore, and because there's a price on his head. And now, some stuff is happening and he needs to come back out. He's got fiery red hair. I totally love this book, even though I haven't gotten that far. Page 81. Chapter 11. So there's lots to go. And then you have Playing Dead by Alison Brennan. It's about a dude who got convicted for murdering his wife, and apparently because he found her cheating, and turns out that it's not really true. Apparently that's what he claims, and he escaped from prison, and now he's trying to find a way to prove it. And so there's a big conspiracy trying to get rid of him, because apparently the person who had him framed wants him dead. I don't know yet if it's very, very good, but I'm reading, I've started reading it, and I like the whole detective thing. I love detective stories. And then you've got Marcos Susak, The Book Thief. This book, as you can see, there's a little girl. That's the book thief, and then there's the death. Death writes the book, and the book thief is who he's telling the story about. And it plays out in the Second World War, during the Nazi time. I think that was Second World War. And yeah, and she lives in a house with her adoptive parents who are hiding a Jew, and that's pretty much the basis of the story. And then you go from there. It's very beautiful, very touching, very interesting, because she's a writer, and she inspires Death to write. Makes it very interesting. And then you've got the worst book of this year for me, Patricia Cornwell, Dead Scroll. In Dutch it's called Dodenrol. I hate this book. The characters are petty. The characters are manipulative and very petty. They're douchebags of the day when I read them. I really want to kick them all. Every single one of them, even the main character. The killer, the dude that's the killer in this book is, you should know, he's really bad in his head. He's an ex-Iraq combat dude. And so that's the only reason why I'm still reading it. I want to know why he's doing it and what's going to happen. I guess I'd like to know what the killer's about. And then you have my favorite writer, Salman Rushdie. And the book is The Enchantress of Florence. And this book is really interesting. It's this very witty dude that travels around, and he has a big secret about the Enchantress of Florence. And he's passed through a lot of things, and it's very, very, very interesting. Salman Rushdie creates a very magic, realistic world, a surrealistic world of magic. Yeah, magic in the way that it's imagination combined with beauty, combined with culture of India. Very interesting book. Also, the pictures are taken from the Kama Sutra, some of them, most of them. So they're interesting to read. And then you have my pile of books that aren't really books that I love. And first of all is the bundle that I have so far of the Scrap Princess. Scrap Princess by Ichiro Sasaki. Ichiro Sasaki. It's a manga, but I was shocked because the first one I bought was just stories with random pictures, just words. And then when I got volume 2, it's got manga. Really cool. I think you'd enjoy it. And then there's Fumu no Sagashite, very emotional one, very beautiful too, by Arina Tanemura, and it's about a girl who gets extra time from Shinigamis, it's death angels, to pursue her music career, her singing career. And that was the list of books for me today. That I feel have fun. Bye.